Welcome back to Southern Extreme TV. Guys, I've got a awesome video for you today. Hopefully you guys are in the market for a new bipod, something that's not going to break the bank, something that you're not going to have to pay $200 to $100 on. You know, this is going to be a very budget oriented type of video, and it's something that I enjoy doing for you guys because I'm a type guy that I like finding quality products at a budget price, and this right here is something that I believe you guys are going to enjoy. I got a bipod that was sent to me from a company that is associated with Amazon, and obviously I'm gonna have a link down in the description if you guys like the video and you like if you like the product that I'm showing. Hit that link and go over there and pick it up, because this thing is going to retail right around $29.99, which is dirt cheap for a bipod, guys. Just being honest with you, you cannot find a bipod that's going to be this quality for that price. And what's going to separate this one from some of the other ones that you're going to find on Amazon in the similar price point is that this one is a carbon fiber bipod. Now the name of the company, I'm not going to try to pronounce this, it's spelled Xaegis. So you can pronounce that however you want, say it however you want to, but they make a pretty dang good bipod. And it's good enough, in fact, that I'm actually going to be installing this bipod on my overall favorite rifle that I own. That's how much I think about this bipod. So just being honest with you guys, you know, I try not to shoot no crap. I'm not trying to make money on this. They didn't pay me to do this. They just sent me a product and said, hey, if you like it, do a review for it. And I'm in love with it. So I'm gonna put it on my favorite hunting rifle that I have. It's gonna be the Ruger M77 Magnum Hunter. I did a video review of this rifle in the past, and absolutely love this thing. It's actually got a Harris bipod currently on it, and I'm gonna be taking that Harris bipod off and putting this bipod on. So I'm gonna go ahead and pause the video real quick, get everything slapped on here, and I'll bring it back with some close-ups for you guys to take a look at. All right, guys, so got this thing installed, and first thoughts of it is, number one, the way that it looks. You know, you can see how the carbon fiber just has a little different look than a regular bipod that's just regular powder coated. Just makes it look a little more quality, I guess, more so than anything. But for me, looks is not that big of a deal. I'm wanting something that's gonna last and something that I can rely on whenever I go to the woods. So the one downfall that I am going to point out to it is, compared to the Harris bipod, it is a little more flimsy in the legs. Now, do I think it's going to be enough to affect how it's going to hold my rifle whenever I go down to shoot? Don't think it's going to affect it at all. I may just need to tighten this set screw up a little bit, just a little more snug, maybe with an Allen wrench or something, which I'm not a fan of having to use an Allen wrench to tighten that really tight. I'd rather just be able to hand tighten it and it be good enough to hold on to my rifle, which for the most part it is. It's definitely level, so whenever you let the legs down and you lay the rifle down and look through it, it's not how some cheap bipods, they'll have one leg that's kind of up or tilted or off a little bit. This one's completely level. And another cool thing that I like about this one over some of the other ones is the legs are actually out just a little bit wider. So you actually get a little more stable of a platform whenever you are shooting. Some of the other ones, I know especially this Harris that I just took off of here, whenever you let the legs down, the legs are pretty close together, which it's going to give you a good steady, you know, prop and a good place to shoot from. But it's just not gonna be as stable as something that's a little bit wider like this. And you know, for me, that's something that I really think that I like a lot better than the Harris bipod that I just took off of it. Both the legs work, which obviously is a good thing. You know, you mash the button and it'll shoot out, and you have a different adjustments. You have the adjustment where it's all the way out, and then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm assuming 5 notches, so you have 5 notches of adjustability there. And then the same thing on this side, one click of a button, it'll go all the way out. Now to let it go back in, you mash it and those fall nice. So let me see if I can show you guys that. So one thing I don't like is you have to, after you initially click it all the way in, you mash the button for it to go all the way out. If you want it to go back in, you have to continuously hold down this, the release lever, or the release button if you want to call it that, and mash it in until you get to the spring, and then you can mash it in until it clicks, and then it's set into place. So yeah, that's pretty nice. And there's one set, or one adjustment, another click, and then you got all the way in. So nice solid sets. It doesn't have a whole lot of play, especially once it sets. You have a little bit of play, but not a whole lot, not enough to where it's going to affect anything. But everything slides out really nice. The springs actually look like they're pretty decent from what I can tell. Yep, so I think the springs are going to be okay. It looks like they're going to hold up over time. The springs on the inside of this is the ones that I'm not too concerned about. The springs that I'm really worried about are these that are on the outside. And the reason being is because these are going to take a lot more, I don't want to say trauma, a lot more abuse than the springs that are on the inside that drive your leg out whenever you're trying to adjust it or you're trying to click it back into place. These are on the outside of your rifle. They're getting hung on sticks. They're getting hung on your, bob wire, backpacks, inside your truck, all kinds of things. And they feel like they're quality. And the good thing that I like about the springs that's on the outside is on some of the Harris that they have, where the springs hook into place, the hook is actually kind of short, and it just doesn't look, it just looks like you could hit it on something and that spring would completely jump off, and then you just have one bipod leg that's just flopping all over the place. These have actually got really aggressive hooks on the end of the spring that loop around, that set into place, and I think that's gonna hold up over time, in my personal opinion. The only thing, let me take a look here. The only thing that I don't like about this one in comparison to the Harris that I just took off of it is, I'm going to cut in a cut-in scene right here so you guys can take a look at this so you know what I'm talking about. But right here at the top where this outside spring connects, it almost just goes over almost like a nipple. So there's like a little bitty piece of, I guess, part of the bipod that comes out, and that hook just goes over the top of it. And there's a little bit of a lip right there that keeps it from sliding completely off. But if you look at the Harris that I have, and this is an older Harris, the hooks that are in here that goes into it, they actually go through like the main part of the bipod. They're actually going through holes that are tapped into the bipod, whereas these are just kind of, it just looks like they stretch it out and then just hook it on there. So that's something that probably would concern me a little bit about this one, just taking it through the woods or beating and banging it around, is if you hit it one good time, is it gonna pop off? And without hitting it too hard and just kind of pushing on it and pulling on it, doesn't really seem like it's gonna slip off. Tried doing this a couple times. Not really seeing that. Let's try the other side. Yeah, doesn't seem like it's coming off. It's just something that I see that I don't think I'm a fan of that. That's probably the only thing that I've got that I'm gonna say negative about this stuff. It looks good, it feels good. It is lighter weight than the Harris. Now, I will point out that the Harris is a little bit taller than what this one is. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. It's a little bit taller than what the Harris is, so naturally it's gonna be a little bit lighter weight. But even still, I think if this was the same length, I still think that this one that is supposed to be carbon fiber, I still think that this one is gonna be lighter weight than the all metal Harris bipod, which for me on this type of rifle where I'm going to be backpacking it in, especially if I got a lot of camera gear and stuff, I need to try to cut as much weight as possible while still being able to use the complete and the most versatility out of my rifle as I can. So I think this is the one that I'm going to go with over the Harris, just my personal opinion. And the reason being is because, number one, of the price point. So even if this one does break in the field, and, you know, and I hope it doesn't, but even if this one does break in the field, I could order another one for $29. And realistically, I could go through 3 of these bipods and be out the same amount of money as I would be going through one Harris bipod. Now, you could do a brutal test, a brutality test, however you want to do it, and beat and bang these things all over the place, and the Harris might hold up a little bit better than what this one will. But to be honest with you guys, I really can't tell that much of a difference between them. The springs on the outside, I will say the adjustability on the Harris might be a little bit nicer. You do have these kind of little turn tabs, and this is an older Harris, so if they don't make them like this anymore, don't hold me to it. But this one has like a turn knob that will adjust, you know, whether this thing comes like flying out or if it just goes out kind of slow, however it may be. But I think, my personal opinion is, I think this bipod that, however you say this company's name, XAEGIS, I think I like it a little bit better than the Harris. So that's gonna be it, guys. Taking it out of the box, letting you guys take a look at it, putting it on the rifle. I'll do a couple close-up video cut-in footage for you. Hopefully I've already done it throughout the video of the bipod on the rifle. So with that, I'm just going to go ahead and shut up and wrap this video up. If you guys are in the market looking for a new bipod that looks freaking sweet, I mean, you can definitely see the carbon fiber and stuff through there. It's not too shiny though. I know a lot of people are worried about carbon fiber being like really, really shiny in the woods. This is definitely not shiny. This isn't something that's gonna catch a glare off the sun and, you know, reflect back at an animal if you're trying to hunt or something like that. So it's still dark enough for concealment. It just makes it look a little bit better, and I think it's gonna make your rifle look a little better as well. So guys, if you like the bipod that I'm showing here and you think you want to give it a try, for $30, in my opinion, you really don't have a whole lot to lose. Click the link below, pick you up one and see if you like it. And leave me a comment down below. If you guys order a couple of them, send me a link to a video if you do one, or post some pictures down here, however you want to do it. I want to hear your guys' feedback if you order some, and let me know your experience and your thoughts on them, and go from there. So I can't thank you guys enough for watching Southern Extreme TV. If you want to, go ahead and hit that subscribe button right here in the top left corner. It will definitely help me out, and makes me know that you guys enjoy watching what I am doing here at Southern Extreme TV. So with that, I'm going to shut the heck up, move on to the next video. Thank you for watching, guys.